Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I am making 6 different make-ahead breakfasts to make my life easier during this holiday season. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to 2 girls, ages 11 and 14. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. So today we are going to jump right into it. The first recipe I'm making is a triple batch of Vanola. Vanola is vanilla granola. My family just calls it Vanola, and I have shared this recipe on my channel before. In fact, I think I've shared all of these recipes before on my channel, but today's video is not about the actual recipes. It's about tackling something ahead of time to make your life easier this holiday season. We've made it through the craziness of Thanksgiving, but if your holiday seasons are anything like mine, Thanksgiving is only the beginning, and it just starts getting busier and busier until Christmas. And that can be stressful. It can be overwhelming, even if those things that you are doing that are making you busy are things that you enjoy. It could still be stressful. There are just certain activities and traditions that we want to experience that are only possible during the Christmas season, at least in my area. So freeing up time in our days for that can be extremely helpful. And that is what I'm hoping to motivate you to do today, is to just tackle something that you know that you have to do. It doesn't even have to be anything really big, just something that you can do ahead of time that will help you out in the long run. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I had originally planned on doing a voiceover pretty much during this whole video, but I ended up needing to help one of my kids with some homeschooling stuff. I'm a homeschooling mom. That's what happened. Story of my life. So you got some music. I hope you enjoyed some of my free YouTube music there. But let's go ahead and continue on with what I wanted to talk about today. And that was our little drama for Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. I love spending it with my family. I love cooking for my family. But some years it could be a little stressful. It could be a little stressful, and this year it was stressful. So let's chat about it. Now, the Tuesday right before Thanksgiving, I was making dinner and my oven stopped working. And I called my husband and I said, "Why is the oven doing that?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." So we look up the code. It gave us an error code, and it said it had something to do with like the communication between the oven and, I don't know, the brain. I don't know. I'm not a stove doctor, but we end up calling a repair guy that night. Tuesday night, and I was actually really surprised that he said that he can come out the very next day, so Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And so I was like, okay, that's okay. He'll know what to do. So he gets here, and I was really hopeful, even though, I kind of had this little feeling that he wasn't going to be able to fix it because it was the day before Thanksgiving, and if he needed to order a part, there's no way it would get there in time. So he gets here, he looks at our oven, and he even said, your stovetop is working great. You can continue to use that as normal. He goes, but your oven, he goes, that's a different story. So I pretty much start to tear up because we were hosting Thanksgiving this year at our house, and it's the day before Thanksgiving and I don't have an oven. So as the repairman is talking to my husband and, they're chatting because, again, I'm not a stove doctor. I had no clue what he was talking about. He's talking to my husband, who clearly knew what he was talking about. I call my sister and I said, okay, hiccup. Our oven isn't working. How am I going to make a turkey? How am I going to make pie? How am I going to make the cookies? How am I going to cook for Thanksgiving without my oven? So my sister and I start searching all online in stores for some kind of electric roaster, some kind of deep fryer. And I knew that it was a slim chance finding something like that the day before Thanksgiving. And guess what, guys? It was zero chance. We could not find anything anywhere. I mean, I even tried looking on Amazon to try and have something delivered next day. Nothing, not available. We went to different stores. We were searching. I mean, it was just so stressful. Again, I'm crying. I'm in tears thinking, I ruined Thanksgiving, which I know, thinking back now, it wouldn't have ruined our Thanksgiving. It still would have been nice. We could have just ordered something else, or I could have made something on the stovetop. But, you get this like expectation, at least I do. I have these expectations for Thanksgiving, especially when I'm hosting, that I wanted a beautiful turkey. I wanted just a fantastic, beautiful turkey that we can all look at and go like, ooh, look at how beautiful that turkey is. It's fantastic. I wanted that. I wanted that moment. But it wasn't going to happen. So when when the repairman was about to leave, he did tell us that if we unplug our stove, wait 30 seconds and plug it back in, it should clear up the error code temporarily. So, basically he gave us the advice that any other repairman would give us, is unplug it, plug it back in. And we did that and the error code went away. But it didn't go away permanently. So eventually the error code came back on. We pulled the stove back out. We unplugged it. It went away. We did that a couple of times. So now I'm just like, what am I going to do? So I rush out Wednesday night to go pick up a tiny turkey, like a smaller turkey and a turkey breast, something that could fit in my Instant Pot just in case. I was serving these people turkey no matter what. I was on a mission to find little tiny turkey pieces so I could make a Thanksgiving dinner for these people coming to my house, right? Like, turkey is kind of an expectation, on Thanksgiving. So I really wanted to serve turkey. And so what ended up happening is the very next day, I was testing my oven and it just turned on like normal. And so I was like, okay, well, let's give it a try. Let's give it a go. I'm going to prep the turkey, the regular 23-pound turkey I bought, and I'm just going to give it a go, see if it works. It ends up working. It only gave us a couple of moments of stressfulness, I guess you could say. It only had a couple of little issues that day, but it did fully cook our 23-pound turkey, and I was so happy. I was even able to make some of the desserts. I did not make them all, but I made most of them, and I was just so happy. But I was so stressed out. I was in tears from like Tuesday until like Thursday morning. I was just crying because I was just so upset about not being able about possibly not being able to serve Thanksgiving dinner to the people coming to my home. And but now guys, now that the oven actually worked on Thanksgiving, now I have 2 other little turkeys that I have to cook because they were already defrosted and I can't refreeze them. So now, instead of having no turkey, we have 3 turkeys. But I'm counting that as a blessing. I'm counting that as a win. And it was just, it was stressful. Looking at it now, I'm feeling so much better. And I could laugh about it. But, in the moment, it was awful. I was so stressed out. I was so upset. And my poor sister and my husband were like trying to calm me down, trying to make me feel better. And I was like losing it over a turkey. I know that's not the most important part of Thanksgiving, but I was just so upset. Yeah, it was so it did all work out in the end. And now with these 2 bonus turkeys that I have left over, I actually am finding the silver lining in it. I'm going to use these bonus turkeys to kind of experiment with new recipes and flavors, because I only make turkey maybe twice a year, at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. We don't always have turkey on Christmas, but that doesn't really give me a lot of time to like experiment with turkeys when it comes to, trying new recipes and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do with these bonus turkeys. I'm going to try some new recipes, some new flavors, and just see how we like them. So I'm actually really excited to do that. It's just, I might even try to make these bonus turkeys in like different things. Like I might still make them like in my Instant Pot or my crock pot or something like that, just to, you know, just to get a little bit of experience with that. So if something like this ever happens to me again, I won't be as dramatic and upset. I would know exactly what to do and how to season them, flavor them, what we like, you know, things like that. So I am seeing a silver lining here. But what am I doing now in my video? I just completely ignored everything that I've been making. If you are interested in anything that you've seen on the actual video, I will link those recipes down below for you. But I think I am currently making, I am making breakfast sandwiches. And these, you don't even need a recipe for this. This is just English muffins, I just took ground sausage and formed them into my own patties. And then I just made some eggs in the oven, which this was the first time that I made eggs in the oven like this. I have made them in like muffin tins or whatever you want to call them. But I've never actually just like scrambled eggs and put them in a dish like this. And I actually really preferred it this way. I thought that it was really nice. It worked really well on the sandwich and they were still really good. So I will definitely make eggs like this again, especially for breakfast sandwiches. But these sandwiches, I originally had 10 breakfast sandwiches that I was going to put in the freezer for breakfast, you know, during the next couple of weeks. But we ended up eating this for dinner this night. So I only had 6 of them to actually package and freeze up. So, you know, little double duty here for this meal, but I mean, I still ended up with 6 sandwiches to put aside for, you know, the next couple weeks, and that'll work just fine. But yeah, we did end up eating some of these breakfast sandwiches for dinner. It was just by the time I was done with everything, like cooking this day, I was just done. I was just done for the day, because I wasn't just taking this time and cooking the whole time from start to finish. I was like making a recipe and then homeschooling my kids, and then, you know, making another recipe and then trying to clean the house, and then making another recipe and going back to helping my kids out in homeschool. So it wasn't like I was just in the kitchen the whole time. I was just taking, you know, time here and there to get into the kitchen and make these recipes. So by the end of the day, I was just done cooking. I was over everything, and we ended up eating some of this for dinner that night. But I think that was everything that I wanted to talk about today. I am hoping that this video, even though it went a little off track, I'm hoping that this video motivates you to tackle something off of your to-do list to make this holiday season easier for you. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.